AI psychosis. It's becoming more than just a trendy headline. It is now a real and growing concern as AI seamlessly is blending into more and more aspects of our lives. A brand new docuseries is taking a deep dive into the impact of the rapid rise of AI, the collision of culture, technology, and the human mind, and the dangers of it. Take a look.
ChatGPT gaslit me into thinking I was digital Jesus.
We are compelled to build this knowing full well that it could mean our destruction. And then there's something within our consciousness saying, we have to stop.
I think of it like a constrictor snake. You know, it's just every breath you take, it just constricts a little bit more. Every little bit of information you give it, it constricts more around you.
That is coming from Sean Kane O'Grady's new docuseries. It's called Suspicious Minds. It's set to premiere tomorrow, and featured throughout are the authors of the groundbreaking book of the same name, Suspicious Minds, written by brothers Icahn and Joel Gold, who first brought to light the phenomenon known as the Truman Show delusion. And Dr. Joel Gold is here with me now. We were talking in the break. This is fascinating, and I will say, after watching the first couple episodes, fascinating and very scary. I think it was you who described it in the first episode as a live, unregulated experiment of billions of people. Doctor, what is AI psychosis? How is it, manifesting, and how real of a problem is this right now?
We're trying to figure out how big a problem it is, but we're concerned. First, briefly, what is psychosis in general? It's not an illness unto itself, it's a series of symptoms. Delusions, these fixed false beliefs that people hold on to tenaciously despite evidence to the contrary, hallucinations, hearing voices, seeing things that aren't there, and disorganized thought and speech. So these can be found in any number of disorders: schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, substance use, even some medical illnesses. But what we've come to realize is now people who are interacting with artificial intelligence are developing these delusions in ways that we really don't understand well, and that's really concerning.
When it's all moving so fast, which is part of the problem. One of the fascinating parts about this is how this project came about. It was first an exploration of the influence of social media on the mental health crisis, and then through a series of events became more of a focus on this unfolding crisis involving AI. How does this all relate to what you first coined the phrase of is the Truman Show delusion?
A number of years ago, my brother Icahn, a philosopher, and I wrote this book, Suspicious Minds: How Culture Shapes Madness. And it started out as a book about these patients, Truman Show delusion patients, who believed that their lives were, in fact, reality television shows. There's always been an impact of technology on not just the content of delusion, but even possibly inducing delusion. And so the book eventually became more about the social world and how the social world can shape the way that people express illness and possibly even develop psychotic illness. And Sean approached us because he liked the book and thought that it would be a really interesting docuseries. We were really excited to do that, along with people at Wondermind, Mandy Tifi and Selena Gomez, who are executive producing the show. And initially, it was about delusion more broadly, but then we had all these explosive headlines about artificial intelligence and psychosis. So we thought it would be a good idea to pivot and observe these experiences from people who are having psychotic episodes, interacting with AI.
In like real time.
Exactly.
And that's the bit about, Sean poses this question, is AI, and says, as you explore it, is AI making us crazy? Or is it just feeding onto existing underlying vulnerabilities? Where do you land on this thing?
That is always the question, right? The issue here is artificial intelligence is a technology like none we have ever seen, and ways that we can't really fully comprehend. And it's evolving at such a pace. Daily we hear new things about it. So as people who believe that the social world does impact people actually becoming psychotic, the idea that AI isn't drastically, radically changing our social lives, it's hard for us not to really believe that it is going to have these impacts. Some may be beneficial, but the risk factors are huge and we need to study them.
You say, and this is sticking with me, you can't remember a time when you felt less confident about where the world will be in 6 months, let alone 6 years. or 60 years in just how fast this is moving. How do you protect against this? What is the responsibility of the tech companies with the products they're putting out?
Again, such an important element. Tech companies need to take responsibility. If any other corporation releases a product, they're responsible for the potential dangers of that product. If a pharmaceutical company releases a drug, they have to test it for safety before the FDA is going to approve of it. But tech companies, who are motivated, like all companies, by profit, not our mental health, if they just release these AI products into society without really knowing what the impacts might be on our mental health, and possibly even inducing psychosis in some of us, even if it's a small fraction, we're still talking about very large numbers of people. And so they need to take responsibility, but only if we as people and the government kind of force them to, because I'm not so sure that they're going to do it of their own goodwill.
It's amazing that this conversation hasn't started already, but it's such an important thing that you're exploring in this and speaking out about. Dr. Joel Gold, it's really great to meet you. Thank you so much. His book called Suspicious Minds, that is out, of course, and Suspicious Minds, a docuseries, as I mentioned, premieres worldwide tomorrow.